Hello, and welcome to Japanese craft beer reviews. We are going to begin a series today of 4 beers from a single company. It's not considered one of the top craft beer companies in Japan. They have been around for a while, but they kind of go under the radar, although their products are rather widely available. That company is called Nippon Beer Company Limited, or on RateBeer it's called Nippon Beer Jozo. And you may have seen their beers around, and we're going to look at 4 of them, and possibly later on I'll pick up a few more later. The first one is called Lemon Beer. The next one is called Yukinoho Beer, organic beer. And the third one is called Shiro Nigori, a white beer, a wit beer. And the last one is called Japanese red beer, Aka Nigori. And so these beers, you may have seen them. They don't appear with an obvious brewery label, whereas a typical brewery will have their name splashed across the top here. Here you don't see anything at all, nothing. And here you see the name at the very bottom here. And here you see just a tiny little one, Nippon Beer, right here at the bottom. And here we, on one side we see Nippon Beer, that's all. So they kind of don't toot their own horn so much, but this company is also a beer importer, and they claim to be the oldest and largest beer importer in Japan, and also a microbrewery. If you go onto their website, you can find all kinds of imported beers, some unusual ones and some fairly regular ones. Nothing really terribly exciting, but certainly a wide variety of beers that they have. So you may have seen these beers here and there. This one is quite noticeable, of course. On Untappd, they have 33 beers and 4,523 ratings. And the average score for all of their beers is 3.04 out of 5. On RateBeer, there are 20 beers listed, so maybe they haven't quite kept up with as many. Or the alternative is Untappd tends to have a number of duplicates of different beers under same beer under different names, or they very often give a vintage every single year, whether the beer has changed or not. Okay, so we're going to look at these 4 beers in turn and see how they go. I have had them before, and I've rated them before, but it's been a long, long time. So shall we give them a go? 4 different beers from Nippon Beer Company Limited. All right, and here we are with beer number 2 from Nippon Beer Company. It's one that you may have noticed more than some of the others simply because of the label art on the can. This is called Yukinoho Beer, and it's or AKA organic beer. If you look carefully, you can see it says organic malts and organic hops right here, and so it is certified. Also certified as organic, and it has this unusual photo of a somewhat of a famous picture by Millet called Des Glanus, the Gleaners, and this is a painting by Millet from 1857, and it is now in the Musée d'Orsay in France. Apparently it was quite unpopular with the upper and middle classes when it came out because they didn't want to be reminded of the poor among them. And so, of course, what you see is the great huge harvest here, which is going to the landowner, and here are the poor women that are picking up the grains of wheat, which is being grown in the fields here. And so it apparently the upper middle classes did not want to see this sort of thing, and it was not considered a painting that he should show at that time. So picking up stray grains of wheat, and he envisioned it as kind of a hymn to labor and to poverty, but again, it was not well received. But now, of course, it's considered a classic, and it is in the Musée d'Orsay in France. Okay, well, shall we give this a go? A little bit too much information, I suppose, about it here. The beer is a pilsner, and it is 5%. Okay. All right, what do we see here? It is completely clear, crystal clear, with a little bit of lazy carb carnation rising up. Gold straw with a kind of fat 2 fingers of sort of fluffy head. Okay, an aroma. Grain. Very light grain, something that smells like kind of extract malt. I'm not sure if it is, I kind of doubt it, but very, very tiny graininess. That's basically it. Flavor very similar, light Pilsner malt. Maybe some cardboard in the mix. Wet paper. Fairly hoppy. Some mild hops coming in, and then kind of turns metallic and late mid palate to the finish. Not terrible. Like cardboard, if they knocked out that cardboard element, if they took care of that, it would be a reasonable beer. So, organic, healthy beer. Okay, they tried, and they made a beer that's not too bad. On RateBeer, this one is split among 3 different listings, so I can't give you exact numbers for this, for RateBeer. Somehow it's listed 3 different times and in 3 different places, and on Untapped, this one has 347 ratings, an average of 2.96 out of 5, so not terribly high. It's not bad. I mean, you could drink this on a, I don't know, of an evening. But why? Okay, once again, let's get a nice picture, I guess. So, once again, this is Nippon Beer Company's Yukinoho Beer Pilsner, 5% alcohol organic beer. Give it a go if you want. Certainly not the worst beer in the world. Okay, we're going to look at 2 more beers from them, and these are a little bit more special than the last 2 we've looked at. So let me know what you think if you've had the beers by this company. You may have seen some of their other beers which have historical figures like Sakamoto Roma on the label art. But let's look at those now, okay? And tune in for that, please. Bye-bye.